What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Savvy Sips, the podcast where we shake things up and take you behind the scenes of the bartending world. I'm your host, Gabby with the Curls Owens. I'm a bartender here at DFW Bartending, and I'm so excited! Today's episode is brought to you by DFW Bartending, your go-to bartending and liquid catering company here in the North Texas area, where we bring the party to you. But before we dive in, you know what time it is. Our cocktail of the week. In honor of St. Patrick's Day, we're featuring the Luck of the Irish Mule, a classic twist made with crown apple, lemon juice, agave, and sour puckers, topped with a little bit of ginger beer. We'll be posting all of our recipes on all of our socials at DFW Bartending on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So be sure to go check it out. Alrighty, now that we got our drink out the way, let's get into today's conversation. I'm thrilled to welcome today's guest, Kim. Welcome to the podcast, girl. We finally got you here. I am excited for today. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Are you excited?
I guess.
Are you ready for this?
We'll see.
So, Kim, go ahead, introduce yourself, and give us a little backstory on yourself.
I'm Kim, not original Texas native. I've actually been here since 2007, originally from Louisville, Kentucky. So
Kentucky, eh?
Yeah, Kentucky, where everything stays open late.
It get down like that in Kentucky?
4 a.m.
Really?
Yep, and it's technically like 2 New Years in the city when it's Kentucky Derby and actual New Year, so everything stays open even later.
What?
Parties all over the city.
Hey,
so that's where I'm from, land of, bourbon and horse racing.
What?
Yep.
Huh, dog. Well, how did you get into this bartending world? When did this all start for you?
I don't know if this is a good story or a bad story, but I'm going to just be myself, as you know. I'm going to tell it like it is.
Please do.
So, probably not the best way to... I got started in bartending, making drinks for my mom and her friends when they were getting ready to go out. I was their pregame bartender as a kid. Unfortunately, that's probably not good, but that is the actuality of the fact of me becoming early mixologist.
Really?
So sometimes they never made it out because the drinks were a little bit too strong. They kept it real simple. It was just like a few bottles of specific alcohols and whatever mixers.
Little mixers.
So sometimes they never made it out because they were too
like
drunk.
That.
So then the next weekend they were like, "Don't make them as good as you made them last week. We're trying to actually go out." So
that is funny. How old were you? Were you at least like a teenager?
No.
Y'all was wilding out there. What?
I'm an 80s baby. I don't look it, but I was born in the 80s, so
Well, that was a wild time.
That was a whole wild time.
That was definitely a wild time.
I was probably like 8.
That is funny. Hey, y'all, don't judge.
No judgment. Judgment free zone. Judgment free zone.
Don't judge.
Yeah. Now, officially as an adult, I actually got started bartending here in Texas for a motorcycle club's after hours. If you know T.I. Boulevard, yeah, I used to be their bartender for after hours. Because that was ran by... I was grown then. I was grown. I was an adult.
Hey, y'all get down.
I think I was like about 29. Because I actually met... My friend was dating a guy who was part of this motorcycle club that ran T.I. Boulevard.
Okay.
So, yeah, I became their after-hours bartender.
How did you end up working for DFW Bartending?
Actually, a girlfriend of mine, we used to frequent the same bar.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to, buy a house, so I need a side hustle. So she was actually working for a different bartending company, so she brought me on with her there. And then I took a little break from bartending, probably, I think, a year and a half after, and she had already started bartending with DFW, and she was, I guess they were needing a second person, and she was like, oh, I know somebody. So she calls me up, and I was like, sure, and been here ever since.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of people's story. I know that's my story for sure.
Yeah.
That's how I got here.
Yeah, she's like, girl, are you wanting to make some money still? I was like, always.
Do you hear me? The hustle always up, baby.
Yeah.
The hustle always up. Outside of bartending, do you have any other jobs, and have you found any surprising connections between the two?
Well, I'm a mom, so there's that. That never ends, even after your kids grow up. And I actually work in account management for a raw materials goods. That's my regular 9 to 5. Yes, it's St. Patrick's Day is Monday, but I'm off vacation day.
Yeah, I know that's right.
So I work in the corporate office here in Irving.
In Irving?
Yeah, in Irving.
Hey,
right
my
across
side
the
of
street
town.
from Toyota Music Factory.
Oh, shoot. You right there in, what, Las Colinas area? Something like that. How long you been doing that?
3 years.
Yeah?
Yeah. A little over 3 years.
Have you always been in the corporate world, or?
Here and there. So before that, I actually worked for Brinks.
Really?
For like about between 6 and 8 months. I worked because they actually have a building in Las Colinas, like 10 minutes up the road from my current office now. I worked actually in the money room. So whenever they drop off the bags of money, all that has to be counted down. Then you have to prepare the next set of bags for the ATMs. So yeah, counting a lot of money.
Like the movie, you ever seen that movie? What is it called? Money? No, not Money Talks.
With Queen Latifah. Yeah, I've seen that. That's a little different. That's a little different because they were allowed to wear their own clothes. We were not allowed to wear our own clothes. We had like a uniform. It was like scrubs with no pockets.
Yeah. So you ain't trying to sneak in that.
Yeah.
That is such a funny movie.
That I used to do that, and I worked at night doing that. And then before that, I actually was working for Verizon in Las Colinas as well. So Las Colinas seems to be the place where I'm stuck at when it comes to a 9 to 5 gig.
Would you ever move out that way to be closer?
No, it's too expensive.
Yeah, that is true.
Las Colinas is expensive. I thought about it. I looked at those like really nice apartments all
around
up and
there.
down. I'm like, that's more than my mortgage for my house. I will stay and make that 30-mile drive.
I know that's right.
Every time.
Yeah, so I think it's because of all those corporate buildings out there, and they steady building up.
A lot of entertainment.
Yeah. They didn't definitely built it up for sure. All right. What's one thing about bartending that completely surprised you when you first started?
Nothing.
Nothing surprised you?
No.
Why? Because you've been in the game before you got...
No, because I actually worked at a casino. I was a blackjack dealer for like 4 years. So
for real?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I was in the military, got out, and started working at a casino.
How was that? What was that experience like?
Gross.
Why gross?
Money is nasty. You will not believe where people will pull out money to play on table games. The things that people will do because they have a gambling addiction to not leave the table, especially if they're on a hot streak. So absolutely nothing. Honestly, working events, and I've worked waitressed in clubs as well. So much easier than working in a casino.
What's some of the craziest stuff that you've seen or, heard people talk about?
It's good and bad. So I think when I first started dealing, this guy just could not win with me. And they run you in like a certain amount of time, and then you go off the floor and take a break. This guy, he would be up and winning while I was on break. No sooner I came back, I was just not the dealer for him. And he was ripping into me. And it's hard because I'm big on giving people respect, and literally because there's just a table between him and I.
Yeah, right.
So like, it was just like, I'm like, oh, and I'm just like, just dealing. And I'm just like, oh, I'm trying to keep as much calm as I had.
He was talking hot shit.
Oh, cussing me out badly.
He was losing
and at
all
that
his
point in my
money.
life, I was like 24 5. So I have a hot temper, always had, but I didn't have control over it then the way I do now. So I was just like, my hands were shaking because I was literally about 5 seconds from snatching this man across the table because I'm like, just go to another table. And like, yeah. So like when it came time for me to go on break, I told the pit boss and he's like, how long has this been going on? I said, oh, the whole time I've been dealing. Every time I come back, the whole entire time I'm here. He's like, you don't have to put up with that. I was like, I was trying to let it slide. I said, but at this point, I can't. I said, if he's still at my table when I come back, y'all are firing me. And he's like, I'll handle it. He's like, I'll handle it. I came back. The man, I don't know what the pit boss said to him, but the man apologized to me, played a couple hands, and even tipped me $100.
Oh, all right. Well, you got a little something.
Kicking his butt.
Yeah, I bet you was. But what about in the club scene? What's some of the craziest stuff you done seen? Because I mean, I'd have been in the club before I was seeing some crazy shit.
So little known fact, and I'm gonna be on the show, so it won't be myself. I used to actually waitress at a strip club.
Hey, now
at strip clubs in San Diego and here in Texas. So it's different. Is
what's the difference between the two?
Customer caliber.
Okay.
So in San Diego, it's, very a little more, even the kind of hood clubs are still kind of upper. Clientele is different. They're coming in there to spend money. They know what it is. Here it was kind of the same to a certain extent, depending on the club. So I worked at 2 different clubs.
Both strip clubs? Hey, nah.
So the one club that's no longer here anymore.
Which one?
Peep and Tom's.
You're stupid.
Peep and Tom's, the hood of the hood club.
I ain't never heard of that one.
Oh, it was right here off of Abrams.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Peepin' Tom.
Peepin' Tom's. That was the
Creeps. That's what that
the YN
like.
club. The
oh,
D-boy club.
Oh, it got wild up in there.
It didn't get
Not
wild
YN.
in there. There was a lot of P's and H's up in there. So, see a lot of stuff. Never really that much drama. It was more so kind of like a drama thing between like some of the guys, but like I was cool with everybody, so even if they weren't coming in there to see the girls, they would come and see me and hang out with me and make sure their friends tip me, even if I wasn't their waitress. So
yeah,
because I just treated everybody the same. Yeah, as long as you ain't disrespectful, I don't have a problem with you.
Yeah, I know that's right. What's your favorite thing about bartending?
Meeting the different people, being a part of their special moment.
Yeah.
'Cause that's something they're not going to forget,
Giving them that experience.
Giving a good experience because, like, everybody's happy in that time. And, you don't know what's going to happen. So being a part of a happy moment is always cool.
Yeah, buddy. Tell me about a time when you had to think on your feet to handle a tricky situation behind the bar.
Me and Shelby worked a wedding. They provided all their stuff. They had the drinks they wanted. And margaritas was one of their drinks for cocktail hour. They had, and we get there and we're like, okay, we check doing the inventory, making sure they had everything. And we're like, where's the margarita mix or the juice? There's like bags and bags of limes.
See, I had to squeeze limes.
And the wedding planner's like, oh, yeah, she wants you guys to squeeze limes. We were like, that's not even going to be a feasible thing. And they were like, she's like, what do you mean? I was like, because of cocktail hour and the sheer number of people at this wedding, that's not going to make they're going to be standing in line for a really long time. And we like Shelby, if you worked with Shelby, I love her. She was freaking out. So The wedding planner got one of her helpers, and we're back there. I'm rolling the limes hard so they'll juice, and we got 3 different juicers, and we're just squeezing into a pitcher, dumped a whole bunch of sugar in there, and just keep squeezing until we couldn't squeeze no more. We got through most of them. Luckily, a lot of people didn't really want the margaritas that much, so it was not as bad as we thought it was going to be. They wanted the other signature drink, which is like a strawberry lemonade thing or something like that.
Dang, so they ain't even had no lime juice, no nuts. And that's the one thing I hate when people think they know about a cocktail. Be like, oh, yeah, just squeeze the limes. Excuse me? What?
This is like a 250 people wedding.
What? You know how raw your fingers will be after squeezing limes?
And a good
all
chunk
that
of the
citrus?
guests were old enough to drink, so they were drinking. So, yeah.
That would have me hot. I ain't gonna lie.
She was like, oh, my God. I was like, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine.
That is insane. Any other situations?
I think, was it last year or maybe like the year before? It was the first time I ever had to have somebody cut off at a wedding.
Really?
Yeah.
Cutting off at a wedding sucks, though. I ain't gonna lie, because sometimes they be having major attitudes. Well, I bought the liquor. Don't care.
Yeah.
you have had one too many drinks.
You know, usually I'm pretty good at,
security.
working with the person who is clearly inebriated. And, I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen you drink any water and I don't want you to have a hangover. Can you do me a really huge favor? And they're like, I'll do anything for you. Mostly men, I'll do anything you want. And I'm like, I need you to drink 2 bottles of water before I give you your next drink, okay? And then for the rest of the night, if you want to continue to drink, I need you to drink water in between each drink.
You use that voice?
Yeah, and sometimes I'll just be like, or like if they're leaning on the bar, I'll grab their hands and I'll be like, sweet, because I call everybody sweetheart or baby, men and women. So I'll be like, sweetheart, can you do me a huge favor? And I'll smile and they'll be like, I'll do anything you want. So that's how I get people to comply. Mm-hmm. But this one kid, he was 22, so he was still kind of fresh to drinking, and the cops heard me tell him no, and then they kept an eye on him, and he tried to get a drink, and they were on top of it. So that was like the first time I had to cut somebody off. I think it was the year before last.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I'll call security in a hot minute. You don't want to listen, that's fine. Security, come get them. Come get them.
I don't have to do that very often.
I mean, neither do I, but I will quick, fast, in a hurry. If I don't want to have to deal with that, I'm calling security. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, when they come up to you, you know what it is. I snitched on you. It is what it is. Now you're done. Okay. Right. Have a customer left a lasting impression on you, good or bad?
Yeah. I've had 2 different times. Same wedding with Shelby. This was like friendship wedding, daughter of the friends, the mom of the bride and one of the guests have been friends since they were like in high school.
Yeah.
The mom was a teacher for over 20 or 30 years, something like that. And we got all the tea. This lady comes up. This is the bride's mom's best friend. She's like, yeah, my husband and my daughters, we think that the dad has a whole second life and a whole second family. We've known them for years, blah, 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 blah. She's like, I was like, why? And she's like, because, and then she starts telling us what her and her daughter's theory were. And we were like, it's either that or he a sugar daddy situation type thing.
Did you instigate it?
No. This is a running theory her grown daughters and her had going, and they brought her husband into it. The family was really lovely, though. But it was like really funny because she was like, yeah, we've been friends. And she was in a talent show at like church. And I went in at the top of the aisle, dressed kind of kooky, had some flip-flops on in the middle of her doing her little thing and made her bust out laughing in the middle of her little, show thing that she was doing. She's like, we used to do so many different things and just get in a lot of trouble.
So what was the mom and the daughter's theory on
that he either had a second family or he had a girlfriend.
Well, I would have instigated all of that. I would have got all the deets.
I was just
We would have
listening.
been there for at least a good hour.
She was just volunteering information. She's like, I love them. They're great, you know.
What made them think this though? Like, is it something he out there?
Weird behaviors, traveling, certain like things where like he wouldn't take his wife where he clearly could, and it was just like a bunch of different situations that had happened over the years.
That is messy.
I was like, oh my God. And then most recently we did a wedding over here at 1010. That Mexican wedding where they kind of look like they had Angela Perez or whatever sing them in. My student knows what I'm talking about. And I pronounced your name wrong. Sorry. I got hit on by 2 different guys in the groomsmen group. The groom's uncle and a wedding guest.
What'd you do
and
with
then
that?
Actually somebody I know from a bar by my house was actually a wedding guest at that wedding too.
So what did you do with all of that? You ain't
I was just
entertaining?
like, the one man, the uncle, he's an older man. Most of these people don't even live in the DFW. They live in Lubbock. So, and he was there with his girlfriend.
So?
The older man, his wife died during COVID. They had been married for like 30 years, so he's got grown kids. He said he kept coming to the bar, only kept coming to me. He's like, if this don't work out, I'm coming back up here to get you. That was what he kept saying every time he came back to the bar. He's like, I'm so serious. He's like, you are gorgeous.
Was he tipping?
Oh my God. Yeah, he was tipping. I was
he
just
got
like,
some money.
You're so sweet. And I'm like, oh my God. And then the 2 groomsmen, I was just like, one of them literally basically propositioned me. And I was just like, I was like, what can I get you? And he's like, you know,
what do you say?
What he said.
What do you say?
I don't know if we can say that on here.
Say it.
He was like, yeah, you give me your number and let me see what the mouth does. I was just like, it caught me off guard. And I was just like, what would you like to drink? Like I paused for a second and I was just like, what can I get you to drink? That was crazy. I was like,
oh my God.
Literally, I was like, what can I get you? And he says it and I was just like, stunned face. And then I was like, what would you like to drink? And I just kept a smile on my face. He's like, and then when he came back the next time, he's like, I was dead serious. And I was like, okay.
Oh,
that's all I could say was, okay.
Oh, gosh. I didn't know that's what you were going to say.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That is funny.
That was an interesting, it was a cool wedding. Very interesting. From the you know, the interactions, but everybody was really nice. And, you know, the guy kept giving me a look. Every time he came back to the bar, he'd smile at me like, you know. And I was just like, I would like,
oh, God.
shake my head and make his drink because he kept the same drink. So,
yeah,
that makes it easier for you to fast bartend. So,
damn, that is fantastic. That was great. Don't cut that out, y'all. Keep that one in there, okay? What's one lesson you've learned behind the bar that you think applies in life in general?
I think considering the climate of the things we see now online, Facebook, Instagram, what have you, that people don't provide customer service anymore. And something that I've always told my son, even, you know, through high school and while he was in school, it takes nothing to be nice to somebody because you don't know what somebody's going through. And even if it is because we're working birthday parties, weddings, baby showers, mostly weddings, just because it's a happy occasion doesn't mean that everybody is happy.
Right.
At that particular time. So you taking their mind off something and just like, you know, making them have an enjoyable experience that is literally because of the way that people are self-harming or harming others. That, kind of would change their outlook on something, and you may never even know about it.
Mm-hmm. Kindness goes a long way.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does. Even, a customer being kind to you could be having a bad day and they not know, and one customer comes by and changes all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kindness definitely goes a long way. What's your advice for someone who's considering getting into bartending but isn't sure where to start?
Talk to people who have been doing bartending for, I want to say, at least 2 years. Because by 2 years, especially if it's a regular gig, you kind of seen a lot, and you could give an honest opinion, because it's not for everybody.
And that's what I say. That's always my response is it's not for everybody.
No.
You know what I mean? You could think that's what you want until you get back there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Then when you get back there, you know real fast if it's for you or if it's not. You know what I mean? I remember my first time back there, I damn near walked out. I ain't gonna lie. I was like 50 tickets deep. I had no help. I got servers. Where's my drinks? Where's my drinks? If y'all don't get away from me right now, I don't got nothing for you. Somebody grab a manager. Like, this is like my second day fresh out of training.
Wow.
And the other bartender, I don't even know what she was doing, but she left me hanging. And I said, y'all got about 10 minutes to get somebody else back here before, like, I'm gone. But for me, that was a learning experience, because it was just like, I'd never let nothing like that happen again. Like, I looked stupid. I felt stupid. It was like,
public embarrassment.
Yeah,
I hate it.
You got everybody watching you and just judging you. And I'm like, you come back here and do this thing. Let me step away. You get your ass back here. Let me watch you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's definitely not. But you'll learn
I would say
very quick.
to talk to somebody who's been doing it for a while, so you can really get an understanding of it, because that's somebody's firsthand experience versus you just being in a club, a bar, a restaurant, and watching them. That doesn't give you, you know what I'm saying? And then if you're able to even try it out after that point, just a test run, if that's an ability that someone has the option to do, I would say, and especially to do it like at peak time, because that will separate the reality from the slow, where like you'll be like, okay, yeah, no, or I could do this. It just depends.
Yeah, it definitely depends.
And
on
people,
the person.
you got to have a certain level of temperament.
Yeah,
you got to leave whatever you got going on at the door. I've worked sick, food poisoning multiple times.
I'm calling in. Ain't no way.
I've worked events. I've showed up to events. But that's just my work ethic. You know what I'm saying? I signed up for this event. I got sick. That's my fault. I got food poisoning for trying something new.
That's your fault.
That's my fault. I tried something new.
That's their fault. What you talking about? Whoever them people that cooked that's on them.
But I still got a responsibility not to leave somebody hanging.
I mean, that's true. I respect it.
The day of.
I respect it. Yeah.
Pedialyte, lots of Pedialyte hit the road and good. Ain't nothing I can do. Energy drink and Pedialyte. I'm going to make it.
Well, you do your thing, girl, because I don't know. I probably would have passed out. Would have passed out. Would have had to go take a nap in the car or something like that. Hold on. Give me about an hour. I'll be ready. For real. If you could create your own signature cocktail, what would it be and what would you name it?
I don't know. Because I'm a tequila girl, so
gosh, y'all in this tequila. What is wrong with
give
y'all?
Me a top shelf margarita. I'm in there like swimwear. A top. You cannot improve on a top shelf margarita, honestly, in my personal opinion. With that Grandma Ye shot on the side, like.
What kind of tequila?
So
what's your go-to
pandemic,
tequila?
I don't have a go-to tequila because during the pandemic, the only place I could get was alcohol. Only place you go to was the grocery store, alcohol. So I would buy, the little shoddy bottles of tequila that I wanted to try. And if I liked it, the next time I needed to go buy a big bottle, that's the next bottle I bought. So I became a little bit of a connoisseur of tequila. Currently, What's in my refrigerator chilled is Luna Azul Reposado.
Oh, everybody loved that stuff. I ain't gonna lie, that's actually it's some decent tequila. I'm just not a tequila fan, but
one I
it's
don't
decent.
recommend it. I like the Dulce Vita, their Blanco, but not the flavored.
Oh, the Dulce Vita, yeah.
The flavored ones, I'm not a fan of because I tried them before they like got really popular in the shoddy bottles. It was okay, but I was just like, ugh. And I know probably gonna get a lot of hate and comments on this, but Casamigos is such trash. I'm sorry, I don't like it. It's disgusting.
I don't drink it, so I don't know, but
it's so disgusting.
Everybody love it. And Reposado is like something that is huge now everywhere, especially Don Julio.
Don Julio.
I'm so sick of Don Julio.
Smooth, but I'm not a Casamigos. I'm good. I'm so good.
You don't like the way it tastes. You don't like the way it goes down.
Something about it is off for me. Something about it is off. One I do like is one called, I think it's called Uno. It's a different shaped bottle. It's like black and silver label, and it's got a big number 1 on it. It's like a different shaped bottle. The only place I've seen it at is Total Wine and More.
Total Wine?
Mm-hmm. They have a Blanco and a Reposado. That's nice.
I should start paying attention to tequila.
It's really nice.
I don't drink that. If I'm going to drink something, give me some whiskey. Whiskey Jameson, to be specific, okay?
Irish whiskey, girl.
Put some hair on your chest.
I'm good. I don't want no hair on my chest.
You know, just one curled up right here. Just one sitting right there, okay? Yeah, buddy. For sure. All right. About to mix things up with a new rapid fire. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, and you just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay? Let's do it. Biggest pet peeve behind the bar?
Spilling and not letting nobody know on the floor.
Like your bartender?
Yeah. Like if we knock stuff over and be like, hey, watch out. I don't get, like some people won't say, hey, watch out. And then you're like, you know.
That's me. Sometimes that be me.
But you're not that bad. I've worked with you, so
I'm not that bad.
No.
All right, well, bet. Cool. I appreciate that. Best song to play during a busy shift. Ooh.
Glow. Anything Glow.
Right now,
anything Glorilla.
Glorilla really get you hype, huh?
Yes.
Shake some ass, baby. Most surprising ingredient you've used in a cocktail?
Jalapeno syrup.
Really? That's the weird
for me.
That's the most surprising one?
For me.
I guess so.
Because typically, like, I've had spicy margaritas, but it was because they put the spice on the rim, not in the actual drink. And I've had jalapeno tequila before. Whoa.
It's not good?
We made margaritas during the pandemic, me and my girlfriends, and she brought over something Ghost. Ghost is like Ghost or something is the name of the tequila, and it's like a jalapeno flavored tequila. I was like, oh, girl, hell no. Don't ever bring this back to my house.
Throw it out.
It burns going down the whole time. And we did the frozen margaritas, too, in the blender.
So it just sat all up in that.
It just sat with you.
Oh, no.
I didn't like it.
A drink order that immediately makes you judge someone.
Long Island iced teas.
Why Long Island?
Somebody hurt them. Some serious issues are going on.
That's messed up, man.
For that person. The amount of alcohol that goes into a Long Island iced tea, and it's a Coke, is all alcohol. Who hurt you? I need you to go talk to somebody.
That's cold-blooded, man. Not a Long Island. That's cold. That's a lot of people's go-to, though, for real. It really is.
They need to go talk to somebody and work through that. They are numbing the pain of the things they don't want to deal with.
Oh, my goodness. That is hilarious. A Long Island. That's funny. What's the best way to impress a bartender when ordering a drink?
Are we talking about for us at working events? Because I'm always impressed when people stick to the same drink, or they may only have 2 specific drinks, but they have the same alcohol base. Because the people that keep changing it up, beer, wine, liquor, I'm like, okay, either you're not an avid drinker, or you just like to get super drunk and be immediately with your face in the toilet and hungover for the whole day the next day.
That's what I think.
So,
Anybody
like, when people stick to, like, 1 or 2 things, I'm impressed because that means they know their limits. They're and especially if they pace themselves, because the people that come back in 5 minutes, I'm like, okay. So
I'll short pour it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
if you suck that thing down in 2 minutes, oh yeah, you want another one? I got you
already.
I'll give you a whole lot of juice, club soda, lime juice. Hey,
and see, I'm like, you back already? With a smile on my face.
Try to be all sweet about it, okay? As you're poured, 0.5.
Yeah. So for me, people who either stick to one thing that know what they're drinking, because it kind of irritates me. I don't know if it irritates you when people are like, what's something a good drink? Because I don't really drink.
Oh,
then why are you at the bar?
My soul. I'm just like, bruh, you finna have me go through all of this just to still be like,
can you make me something sweet?
Yeah, I got you.
Do you
I got
drink?
you. Like, all you about to get is a whole lot of pineapple juice and a splash of maybe some cranberry for some color. That aggravates me, especially being busy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't got time for the questions.
What's good? What's your specialty? That I don't
Here's
like.
the menu
That's a
right
pet
here.
peeve as well. That's a bartending pet peeve.
Here's
What's
the
your
display.
specialty? I don't know what. I don't really drink, so and I'm like, I keep the smile on my face always, but
sometimes I don't. The smile goes away.
You don't get the hell away from this bar. Because it's always women. It's always
go
women.
Back, regroup, come back, man.
It's always women, that bums me out because I'm a woman and I'm like, girl, you are personifying the stereotype of us women being indecisive right now.
Then you make them something. They finish that, come back and be like, well, that was okay, but is there anything else? No. At this point, here's a bottle of water.
Do you like wine? No, not really. I don't know what
Do you have anything sweet? Like a sweet wine?
I can make it a sweet wine. You know we can make dry white wine sweet, right?
By doing what?
Putting a little bit of Sprite in it. Turns it into a little spritzer.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, I've done it a bunch at weddings for like the older ladies.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah. They're like, do you have any sweet white wines? I'm like, no, we have dry. I said, but I can, do something that'll make it, kind of have a little sweetness to it. And they're like, okay. And I'll do that.
And they eat it up.
They love it.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to try that next time.
Bartending tip.
Yeah, I know that's right. Thanks, Kim. I appreciate you. Hey, now, well. My pleasure. Sorry, y'all. Siri wanted to be a part of the conversation.
Right.
All right.
At the most inopportune time. Always.
Right.
I don't even be talking to her and she be recording my whole conversation and be showing up on my watch.
Yeah, man, I don't like that. They be out here listening. I'm telling you, this AI technology.
They listening to the wrong person because I ain't wild out here in the streets no more. So they missed out.
You still be out there saying some crazy shit, though, for sure. Anyways, thanks, Kim. This has been great. Thank you for taking the time out to come and join us on the podcast.
Yes.
Giving us an inside look on this bartending world, your experiences, and all those good things. And for everybody out there listening, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at DFW Bartending for cocktail recipes, behind the scene content, and updates on future episodes. But until then, love, peace, and hair grease. Yeah, buddy, we out. Today was a fucking strong.